Yeah, I've got loads of crisps stuck in between the teeth. How do I stop that? That's better. We don't want the ticky-tocky sound.
We don't.
Got to
Okay.
remember to hold it close to your mouth
Right.
because that was the problem last time.
And we were outside. We're inside.
We were outside. We were also sitting next to
Gee.
what seemed to be a cricket game.
Well, cricket being one of the native sports of Catalonia, so
Well, you can always tell when cricket's being played because there's a lot of Indian and Bangladeshi men on the field.
that's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Also, they're playing cricket, which is also a dead giveaway.
Were they definitely playing cricket?
Yeah, they were
I
playing
wasn't paying
cricket.
attention.
Yeah, well, neither was I. They could have been doing anything.
That was the first.
Yeah, the point is, we did try to record, and I'm going to see if I can salvage something from it, but you can't hear us because we were sat in a very windy location using the tiny mics.
Yes.
You, as usual, were holding the microphone at arm's length.
I was, which is a habit I need to get out of.
Very, very bad habit for podcasting.
Listen, baby boy, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes a sculptor to see the magic of the stone and to reveal its magic.
Yeah, but if the sculptor is holding his chisel at arm's length, he's not going to get a lot done, is he?
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
We shouldn't have eaten so many crisps before we did this.
I'm just going to start.
I've got crisps stuck in between all my teeth now.
Keep rhyming off like old sayings and
What,
phrases.
to justify the nightmare I'm going to have in the editing suite when I try to boost your voice and minimise mine. And we're both recording on the same fucking track because I can only afford shitty Chinese microphones.
Listen, Tom, you have to break a few eggs to make an omelette.
Stop that now. We're going to stop this. This is this terrible character.
But yeah. So this is take two.
Take two
of the return.
This is take two of the third triumphant return.
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance, yeah. We're going to come back.
We're going to come back. We're going to come back everywhere.
Yeah.
All over the net. The World Wide Web.
Well, I think probably we're going to reduce our footprint on the World Wide Web. We're going to go for a surgical approach. Targeted.
Yes.
Severe.
Yeah.
As opposed to what we were doing before, which was just sort of uploading things everywhere.
Yeah, we were scattergunning.
Yeah.
We were learning our trade.
Yeah. We were like the apprentices going as we went along. And now we're educated. We're not drinking. It's Friday evening.
We're refined men.
We haven't, instead of drinking 10 or 12 beers and recording stuff, we've consumed maybe about 1,000 calories worth of shite.
Yeah, well, we've got Sabor a hamon ruffled potato chips.
We had some chocolate.
Some Tony's chocolate.
Some healthy things.
But we have balanced it out because I have a carton of coconut water and you have
kombucha.
Kombucha.
Yeah,
kombucha. Full of fermentations and what have you. Long story short, the boys are sober.
Yeah, sober. I'll tell you what, it's good to have some fermentation in me because since I stopped drinking, the fermentation in my insides has stopped.
Well, that's the thing, you see.
Yeah, it's gone back to normal.
You gotta replenish that little gut microbiome, Tom. Which brings me on to one of my topics of conversation this week.
Go on.
Or this podcast. In recent days, I've started to do some more healthy things.
Right. Do share.
Let me get my piece of paper here and see what I wrote down. Recently, brackets, this week, I've been drinking kefir. Kefir?
Another one you mean, yeah. You see it on the restaurant menu in you go for curries sometimes. No, that's mango lassi.
It's like a fermented yogurt drink. But it's like it's got more bang for your buck when it comes to those friendly little bacterias that you need in your gut. Right? Okay. Also, I bought some omega-3 yesterday at a shop.
Right.
Tablets. 500 milligrams. You're only supposed to take one. Ask me how many I've been taking.
How many have you been taking?
2, baby.
Excellent idea. Always double job medication.
Double job.
There's our medical advice, I think, for the week. Anytime you read the recommended dose or your doctor gives you some medication to take twice the amount to get double the response.
Double the response, man. You got to up your game.
That's what I do.
Up your game. Don't listen to the quacks.
No.
Quacks be quacking. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, feeder for
These
feeder for
doctors,
dancing.
If you want to pay into the multinational cabal and buy them another fucking skiing holiday in Whistler, just keep doing what the doctors tell you to do. Remember, they wouldn't have a job if you didn't have to come back.
Thank you, Tom. Case closed. Well done. So, fucking sheeple out there, start double dropping omega-3, kefir, get all that good shit, whack all the vitamin D into you, and you'd be fucking right as rain.
Now, you've been doing this body experiment for how long?
2 days.
How are you feeling?
Well, you know, I'm feeling nimble.
Okay.
I'm feeling nimble. I'm feeling sharp.
Any improvements?
Well, I suppose. Well, I suppose not. Not yet. Yeah. I am burping up fish oil.
Okay. Okay. No, that's not good.
As opposed to burping up beer.
Okay, right.
Which is what I'm usually burping up at this time of night.
I've got like a lovely mental image of you sort of vomiting like a thick gloopy slurry of oil all over the floor.
Yeah. So you know well, you're well versed in my belly troubles.
Yeah.
And my sort of gastro sort of reflux that I have. So instead of Australia Dam, as of a Friday, it's fish oil.
Okay.
Is it disgusting? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it probably, not doing that much good for me? I mean, yes. Am I going to keep doing it? Yes. Why? Because an eminent nutritionist on a podcast that I listen to said that I should. So I will.
Okay.
Okay. You know?
Now
she's an off the beat and track.
Pause. She?
Yes, she.
Oh, Michael. Is this a good idea? Are you listening to a lady doctor? No, it's a joke. It's a joke. We're no more misogyny.
Just in cue like cut music there.
Maybe I'll cut the music in there.
It's a doctor / researcher.
Yeah.
I know she's a doctor. I know we talked about them being quacks, but this doctor is Rhonda Patrick.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Who has been on the Joe Rogan podcast. Case closed, Your Honor. Done. We're doing everything that she says.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Speaking of medical researchers,
some things.
My favorite medical researcher, myself, my own belly troubles that any frequent listeners to the podcast will be aware of, completely stopped when I stopped drinking. So
interesting.
The hypothesis that maybe the beers were causing the problem, that was the correct one, unfortunately.
I mean, has that been peer reviewed?
Yes. Well, we need to do a double blind study. So what I've decided to do is I'm implementing a strategy. I think I've told you about it, but for the listeners, it's called Soaking September, where I'm going to drink every day in September. Heavily.
Why September though? Is it because of the alliteration?
Birthdays, it's not too hot, but it's still summer. Usually in September, I just don't bother working.
But like, are you not going to drink all summer?
Well, I might have a few over summer, but the point is, like, I'll be back to normal, I think, by summer. But the point is, in September, I'm going to do the opposite of what I'm doing now.
So the double blind.
Yes, exactly. So, like, it's like if you, what is it? No, it was the Nazi with the twins.
The Nazi with the twins.
Joseph Mengele.
Yes.
So I'm not a twin, so I can't.
You can't.
So I need to use myself as my own twin.
Yeah, because Joe Moon's not your twin brother.
No, he's not.
So we couldn't get him to sort of do the opposite and measure the effects.
No,
sort of.
Me and him have vastly different physiologies.
Yes.
But yeah, so my plan is just to go back to normal at some point, but in September do exactly the opposite of what I'm doing now, which would be instead of not drinking at all, drink all the time.
I hear you, Tom.
And then afterwards draw my conclusions and present them.
Present them in front of a panel?
In front of a panel, peer-reviewed study, published, Journal of Science and Medication.
Yeah.
I'm going all in. I'm writing it down. Now, I can't write, which is why I bought this notebook to practice my handwriting.
And they have these typewriters and stuff these days. And
but I don't think those are going to catch on.
I don't think they're going to catch on. Well,
we'll see. So I Cool fact about me: I never learned to write in school.
Yeah, like have you seen my handwriting? Our handwriting is very similar. I noticed.
Oh yeah, you're pretty shit.
Our handwriting's like scrawly weirdness.
Yeah, mine looks like a spider dying on the page.
Yeah, it's similar handwriting.
Yeah.
Now yours is a bit more kind of.
Yeah, I'm shaking as I write as well.
Mine's is a bit more like sort of blocky or something, and yours is a bit more like there's a bit more flow to yours.
Yeah, sometimes I'm writing the end of the word when my brain's still thinking about the beginning.
I'm a bit like that as well.
So I don't get very like that's my signature is just Tom, but it's written as +0M.
I get
because
you.
that's about as good as I can do. But I've been keeping on top of my medical research, and here's one for you. You're going to love this. I went to the pharmacist last week.
Yes.
Because I suffer from something called bad smell. Like I stink when I sweat.
Bad smell?
Well, so here's what happens to me on a normal day. I go for my shower, I wash, I put on deodorant. Within about 2 hours, I smell like I've just come back from the gym.
I've never noticed that about you, Tom.
Oh no, so I cover up very well. I keep the smell inside, like a nuclear reactor.
And then it gets released?
Yeah, but my girlfriend complains all the time, and she'll just be like, "Have you showered today?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, 20 minutes ago." And she'd be like, "You smell like you haven't showered in days."
Seriously?
Yeah.
So I never knew this.
Oh, I'm not designed for these temperatures.
No, you aren't.
I'm very reptilian.
Neither am I, mind you.
I'm very reptilian. I'm designed for I'm like a cold weather reptile.
Small bit, yeah.
Yeah, you know those lizards that live in the tundra, and they're very rare, and scientists are always very interested in them.
Yes.
Because they're cold-blooded, like myself, but they somehow generate heat through metabolism.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's going on with me. Like my core, this bit here in the middle, it's boiling hot.
It's super hot.
But my fingers, ice cold.
Ice cold.
Can't feel my toes.
Jesus, Tom.
Yeah. So we went to the pharmacist and we explained all these things. And he gave me a stick of deodorant. €10 was this deodorant.
€10?
This big. Michael, guess what?
Solved all your problems?
I don't smell anymore. And Michael, guess how often you have to put this deodorant on?
Once a day?
Once a week.
Once a week?
Michael, I haven't applied deodorant since this time last week, and I smell fine.
Yeah, you're sitting right beside me. You smell.
Yeah, but
you smell
like
grand.
If I do this, if I stick my it's neutral. I just smell neutral. Not like a hint of bodily odor.
There you go, Tom. A week? Once a week?
I have not put deodorant on in 1 week, Michael.
That's fucking weird, man. Is that healthy though?
I don't know.
Is it not blocking up your pores or something, or is it doing something?
It smells chemically and it tastes a bit weird, but you're not. It says don't put it in your mouth anyway, so the tasting isn't a problem.
Yes.
I'm not so worried about because I think probably in terms of like exposure to toxic chemicals, that's not in the top 10.
Yeah.
What?
It says don't put it in your mouth.
Well,
so taste isn't an issue.
Well, you've got to taste things anyway.
That was not a question that was going to be on my lips about the old deodorant.
Whenever you're presented with a new interesting liquid, you want to know how it tastes.
I mean, I suppose to a certain extent, but is it liquid? Is it not like a roll-on?
It's a roll-on. It's a roll-on, yeah. But it's shiny, just a little...
there's a bit of sheen there. Yeah.
So I was watching...
Have you always been like that? Have you been licking and fucking sucking on liquids that you shouldn't be for a long time, Tom?
I'll tell you what, Michael, when people talk about the film There Will Be Blood, everyone talks about Daniel Day-Lewis's seminal performance and probably maybe his best performance in his career. All I can think about is how much I want to drink crude oil.
Seriously?
Whenever I see crude oil, I think, oh, just let me have it.
But
just let me take a big glug.
I want to take you back now into the mists of time.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a time in your childhood, Tom, maybe when Liz and Graham were fucking washing the dishes and not paying attention to you for a moment, where you took a swig of something that you shouldn't have swigged from?
No. Like I always knew.
Because that would explain a lot. If you've been on the turpentine,
no, you don't drink the bleach. I knew that. Soap, most colours of
white spirits.
Pens, no white spirits.
Like fuck for that. Well, we can rule that out anyway.
Yeah. Paint, a lot of paint, but paint tastes the same regardless of colour.
Lead paint?
No, just like watercolours.
No other colours and an innocuous kind of paint. Like no one's gonna die from that.
Pens taste different depending on colour.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right, we're gone down a weird avenue.
Yeah. Sorry.
Back to where we were there. This has solved your smelly boy problem.
Yes, but it's presented a whole host of new problems because now I'm not getting biofeedback reminding me to shower.
Interesting. Which you
Yeah,
need.
which I do need because
Yeah.
I got from sort of Monday morning had a shower. I went,
Because
oh,
you
I don't
work at
smell.
home. That's the thing.
Exactly, I rarely get dressed.
Exactly. So you
Well,
work.
I have to force myself to get dressed these days.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just don't. I wear the same clothes all the time. That's also another reason I smell bad.
I get you. Like, I think if I was working from home, I would probably get into bad habits, bad
Yeah.
hygiene habits.
Well, it happened this week, so I'm not getting. My body doesn't put out a smell to remind me, hey, go and have a shower.
Yes.
I went Monday morning shower,
Uh,
no shower Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon before I remembered.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
And
anyway.
going to the gym during that time.
Yeah. Interesting, Tom.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's a
anyway,
double-edged sword.
we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep the listeners posted.
Yeah.
What's next?
What else have I got? Yeah. Oh, no, we're going to talk about that. I don't want to
Or
talk about
do you want to
that.
dovetail? How about you've talked about one of your things?
Yeah.
Let's talk about one of my things.
Yes, let's hear what you've got to say.
So I talked about the omega-3 thing. So everybody who's listening, don't follow any of my medical advice. Don't follow any of our medical advice.
Yeah.
But wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know, that kind of way.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm doing that for the lawyers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely don't sample every liquid you find.
Definitely don't do that.
And shower.
Shower a lot.
Yes.
And get your omega-3s in. Okay, we're on to weird news segment. So great news this week, Tom.
Go on.
In the humpback whale community.
My favourite of the communities.
So there was a picture taken by a wildlife photographer.
Okay.
Of 2 humpback whales engaged in sexual relations.
Oh, good for them.
This was the first time this had ever been photographed in the history of humpback whales and human photography.
Scientists have never seen humpback whales.
They've never seen
humping.
Them doing the deed.
Never seen humpback.
Excellent,
yes.
Tom. Very funny. So funny I forgot to laugh. So, humpback whales, humping, doing the business. They got a picture of it finally. So great news. There was a catch.
They caught them?
The catch was...
Bloody big. Imagine that, if you're having sex and then just me in the doorway of your bedroom in those bright yellow fishing oils. Like, you've got a hook in your mouth. I bloody got him!
I got him.
Reeling him in. Fuck off, Tom!
Oh, that was great, man. That kombucha agrees with you. I'm telling you, you're sharp. The catch being that they later found out that it was 2 male humpback whales fucking having sex. Excuse me for using that crude term, the F word. But yeah, so this is something I read about this week in the news.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's even a catch. I'd say that's just more proof that dudes will never stop rocking.
Dudes be rocking all the time.
Dudes be rocking across species barriers now.
Big time, and or having sexual relations, in the water with, like, I don't know about the logistics of it. I haven't looked too deeply into that, as in, like, what was exactly, where was going what, do you know what I'm saying? Was it in the blowhole? Was it in the arsehole, so to speak?
A whale 69 blowhole, Jobby. Well, what side does that work? No, it doesn't work because
they might have been 69ing.
No, that wouldn't work.
Sucking each other up.
Let's visualize this. If picture a whale, viewer listeners.
I can see one in my mind.
See one in your mind, and then on the bottom right of the whale is the penis, and on the top right is the blowhole.
Yeah.
Now you cannot. Oh Jesus Christ! Shit. The TV's come on again.
Oh Christ! Oh. What's happened there?
Oh, the fucking Chinese! How do I mute them? Yeah, cheap TV. Sorry.
Go on.
So, you have in front of you a whale facing right to left, and bottom right is penises hanging down. And
Yeah,
top
sorry
left, his
for laughing.
blowhole with an arrow pointing into it for reference. There's your diagram.
I can see the diagram.
Now
Yeah.
copy and paste that diagram in your head.
Yes.
How do you fit whale B's penis
Into the
into whale
blowhole.
A's blowhole whilst fitting whale A's penis into whale B's blowhole? It doesn't work.
The only thing that I can think of
Yin
is
yang symbol. Oh, sorry, no. Keep going. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Perhaps. Oh yeah, I kind of know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or they were. One of them was.
Come on. We have to figure this out. There's a lot riding on this.
One of them.
This is very scientifically important. We must figure out the logistics of the whale 69.
Fuck's sake! All right. One of them was. One of them was taken. One of them was fucking receiving.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Like an interchange, yeah.
In the arse.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
in the whale arse, because whales have, I presume whales have arses like any other mammal.
Do they?
Well, they must too. Well, how do they get rid of their solid waste otherwise?
Through the blowhole.
Does everything go out through the blowhole? Hold on a moment here.
Pull that up.
I'm gonna have to pull this up.
Google
man.
images whale ass.
Weird. Hold on. Where did I find this news story? Oh, I have to retrace my steps.
Yeah.
No, it's like seriously. It's if you go on to this Sky News Weird News segment, not segment, part of the fucking website. It's the first story. Humpback
there's
whales.
a fucking photo of them.
Humpbacks. So it says humpback whales photographed having sex for first time, and then slash. Both for a male. So, let's have a look and a little bit more detail. This once in a lifetime encounter took place as two photographers were out in the waters near Maui, Hawaii. It was in Hawaii. Anyway, let's have a look. Well, I mean, there's the picture there. Do you want to see the picture?
It would be very funny if they were.
There's the picture.
Yeah.
I fear that I think I'm right in this
scenario.
So
my theory of the yin yang 69 isn't holding up. I think it's much like human gay sex, where it's synchronous. It's one after the other, not both at the same time.
I get you. I get you. So hold on, let me see.
But hang on.
Look at that one. He's got the arm over.
Oh yeah, and he's on top of him.
He's doing a reach around.
It would be very funny if it was if instead of like
look, the one below.
Oh, he's
got a heart on.
He's got a whale hard on.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? That's fascinating.
What a fascinating and modern age we live in.
We
can experience this. We can experience this through our phones. The wonders of gay whale sex.
I mean,
that is the death knell for the homophobes, isn't it?
It really is.
No one's going to argue with a 60-ton bull whale.
Yeah, no, you're not. I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck to you arguing with them boys.
And it's photographed in Maui.
Photographed in Maui.
And that's not even a gay place.
It's not even.
If it was off Sitges, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
but
know.
the fact that it's happened there. Now.
Off Brighton.
Yeah, off Brighton Beach.
Brighton Pier.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know. But there's more important discoveries to be. This is just the beginning now of a whole field of scientific interest. Because, as we discovered, you were right in your theory of the logistics of it.
It looks like I was right anyway. It wasn't confirmed in the article, I will say.
No whale 69s, no whale asynchronous sex. What does that imply?
That implies...
It implies bear whales, twink whales.
Oh.
There are different types of gay whales.
Perhaps there is. And perhaps they use their, frequent, the way they talk to each other.
Whale song, yeah.
To signal to the other.
Who's going to be the top?
The other, yeah.
The bottom.
Exactly. And what kind of, are you a twink whale? Are you you a fuzzy bear?
Femboy
Whale?
Yeah.
I imagine, belugas are real femboys, sort of, are they?
I don't know if it's species specific.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe
Maybe
it's not species.
it's just
It's
you just don't,
among the
because they
species.
do communicate apparently, and like they have accents and things. Whales do. I've read like if you
Yeah.
like the whales in SeaWorld are caught from all around the world. They can't talk to each other.
Well, you would say that belugas. You've seen their little lips. Their lips are kind of
Yeah.
quite sassy, aren't
Well,
they?
they remind me of like the sort of really angry lesbians who run high-end Mexican restaurants. Beluga whales do.
Okay, let's veer
Yeah,
off
let's
from
get
this.
away from let's get away from that.
But anyway,
What would
interesting. That's the weird news. Well, part of the. There's lots more weird news
I
here.
mean, that was great.
That's good. Isn't that good stuff?
That is
And
great.
and in no way is this homophobic or anything. It's just a statement of fact.
I mean, it's fascinating. It
It's
is.
fantastic.
I was very tempted to do try and do a whale song, asking. No, no, no. We're not going to go down there. We were going to go wrong.
Okay. Do you want to give me another one? We'll do it like that.
Well, what have you got there? Have you got some more weird news?
I do. Yeah, I've got fraudster dog brought to justice.
What's the dog? It's a cat.
So, if I remember correctly, there was a dog.
What?
There was a dog who was claiming to be the oldest dog in the world. And upon further investigation, investigators found out that I suppose it wasn't the dog himself who was lying.
Yeah.
It was the owners.
Oh, right.
Had been defrauding the the people at Guinness.
Yeah.
Guinness World Records.
Yeah.
That the dog was not in fact the oldest dog in the world. He was much younger. He just looked old.
Oh, I thought it was going to be that he was dead.
No,
They'd be defrauding the Guinness. Is he still? Oh, how old is he now? Hang on. Hang on. There's just flies buzzing around. Hang on. This dog's dead.
Fucking taxidermy job, just, you know.
But apparently that's
he's very still, isn't he?
That's popular in China. There's a lot of old people in China whose families lie about them still being alive to get like disability benefits or something.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Oh, that I mean that happens all the time in Belfast, like, you know.
You just get ridiculous people. I was born at the end of the 17th century.
Yeah.
I need my dole money. You are clearly this man's son.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's the fraudster dog.
Yeah.
We'll not go too far into that. Okay, we have another one. Well, we have two more. Tooth Fairy gifts children $100 bills and jewelry. Now, this is a story about rich parents going over the top when it comes to the Tooth Fairy and what they're giving their children. And I was thinking that this may lead us into a conversation about how you can create monsters.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, the trick here, because what's going to happen, parenting tips with Tom and Michael.
Yes.
Here we go. What's going to happen is these kids are going to go to school and tell their friends about what they got from the Tooth Fairy, and then it puts the pressure on the other parents. So this is a butterfly effect problem. So the parents are going to be thinking like, does this mean I now have to give my children huge amounts of money and jewelry?
Yeah.
What you've got to do is make your children terrified of the Tooth Fairy, so they don't want the money and jewelry.
I get you. Yeah.
And then what they'll try and do is put their teeth back in.
A return to terrifying children.
Children aren't terrified enough anymore.
No, they're too brazen. They're brazen.
Remember, when children, like at the beginning of the 19th century, Jimmy, calm down.
Oh dear, Jimmy.
Bad dog.
Okay.
At the beginning of the 19th century, do you know what you were studying in 8th grade?
I suppose hand-to-hand combat or something like
you
this.
were down the mines.
Blacksmithing.
You were down the mines.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Children yearn for the mines.
They yearn for the mines.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
What is the number one game that children play? Minecraft. They want to be back underground. They want it. They just don't know it yet.
That's exactly
That's why when you go to bed, you switch the lights off in the children's bedroom, so they're in the dark.
So that it goes back deep into their sort of biological past.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is down below, Jack, under the ground.
Pavlov's dog.
That's exactly it. I think you're right, Tom. I think we are coddling children, and they need to be toughened up.
Yeah.
Quick, smart.
I'm not going to give my children tooth fairy money.
No.
I'm going to swap the teeth out for gold teeth. And I'm going to say, that's your money. If you want it, you need to put it in your mouth.
Exactly.
And I'm going to force them to push the tooth into their mouth.
There has to be a counterbalance to this wave of helicoptering, fuzzy fucking style of parenting.
Because I think, yeah.
A return to the 19th century fucking strict, stiff upper lip.
Exactly. We're going to make
Get out to work.
I'm going to make them learn Latin.
Yes.
They're going to be working underground as soon as possible. I worry that, like, when they go to school, they'll be around other kids and they'll pick up the bad kids, the spoiled kids' mannerisms and, like, sulk and stuff.
That's what I worry about too.
But then I also think, like, if I terrify that out, not even being like a mean dad, just being really weird.
No, firm but fair.
Yeah, firm but fair, and like, have a room in the house where they're not allowed in, but the door is always slightly open. So they're like, what is in there? But if they try and look in there, they're going to see ungodly things.
Yes.
Experiments.
My
experiments, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Experiments with like rats and pigeons,
and then I'll catch them doing it. And I'll be like, I told you, don't go in my study.
Don't go in Daddy's study.
And then they won't ever want to. And by the time they're sort of 12, 13, they'll be so terrified that they'll be able to dominate the other children.
There we go.
Because maybe they're still, by being scarier, I lift them up with me. And now there's like a sort of food chain of terror.
Yes.
And they're automatically higher than other children.
Yeah.
Because all the other children haven't had to evolve up the food chain of terror because all their parents have been, wrapping them up in blankets.
Here's €100 for your little tooth.
Let me give you a manicure with my teeth. That kind of stuff.
God.
Yeah. Whereas I've just been, making them eat lettuce.
You are raising the leaders of the future.
Exactly,
the real leaders.
Yeah.
The alpha dogs.
Alphas. That's what I'm raising alphas in my own. Just gonna raise kids who can accurately describe any train engine on the planet from its silhouette.
Exactly. And so we move on. Excellent. Case closed. Parenting tips for the boys. Tips. Write it down and remember it. And then we have one more weird news segment.
Okay.
Okay. The rise of fugitive monkeys. And is it related to global trends? There's been a recent rise of monkeys on the loose. I think it was about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. There was a monkey escaped from a zoo in, I think it was Dublin or somewhere in Ireland.
It was I thought he Wicklow? Was a medical experiment monkey or like a cosmetic monkey. Yeah,
it was like a monkey that was being experimented on.
Cosmetic, sexy monkey.
Well, this is it. Was he wearing Maybelline? Maybe he was. Maybe he was born with it.
Very good.
But yeah, they I don't know if they recaptured him. I think he might be still unaccounted for.
Well, Michael, like you said, Wicklow, he's loose.
I think it's in the Wicklow Mountains, I believe.
What are the men of the Wicklow Mountains like? What are the women of the Wicklow Mountains like? Would a monkey blend in around there? Would he provide temptation?
The thing is, though, Tom, he's a little monkey. He's a little fellow. These are big people down in Wicklow. These are big, strapping men, strapping women.
Well, I've never been to Ireland, as we know.
This is a little monkey boy, like a proper little fluffy lad.
So he's not going to have assimilated into society like the Roanoke colony or something?
No.
Okay.
No, but he is, like, I think he's from, I think he's from warmer climes.
Yes.
Do you know? And he may perish in the cold.
It does. You do get a bit of snow on the hills around Wicklow Mountain.
You do, and like we're talking a month or so. Like we're talking probably January. This happened.
I mean, let's be honest. A dog ate him, almost definitely.
A badger, maybe.
Badgers, yeah.
There's badgers. Badgers up there in the mountains.
Because I have a theory these monkeys are being set free by disgruntled employees of wherever they work at, but
yeah, maybe it's an inside job.
Yeah, it's like animal rights activists. They have their hearts in the right place, but
yeah,
the Venn diagram of animal rights activists and stupid people is a circle.
Yes,
because they always think like, oh, I can improve, I can improve this animal's life by setting it free, and they take an animal that's been in captivity, and they just turf it out. Like the children we were talking about before who were
Yeah.
getting 100 quid for the tooth fairy. Imagine dropping them in the middle of, I don't know, East London and saying, here's 1,000 quid, live your life. They'd die.
Oh, they would be in trouble.
Yeah, and that's what's happening with these monkeys.
That's what's happening with the monkeys. People aren't thinking that this monkey lad has grown up in captivity.
Yeah. This sexy monkey covered in cutting edge makeup,
Chanel perfume.
yeah, is being turfed out,
Yeah,
with nothing to survive but his body.
exactly.
What do you think he's going to end up doing?
Well, this is what I'm asking myself.
He's going to be turning tricks.
He's turning tricks somewhere in the wilderness.
Turning tricks, sucking dick.
Just trying to make ends meet. But yeah, so
shaking dollar bills, shaking his ass for dollar, shaking
Well,
dollar bills,
shaking.
shaking his ass for dollar bills.
So this lad escaped in Ireland, but then it turns out fucking yesterday, another monkey is on the loose, but this time in Scotland, in the Highlands of Scotland. There seem to be mountainous regions where this is happening.
They're not the same one.
Not the same monkey.
Traveled. Okay.
Different fellow. But now, what's going on? Nobody knows. He's one of these lads, the Japanese monkey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen a picture. You see that famous picture of the monkey in the water there having a nice old time with the mist.
Oh yeah.
He's got the red face.
Bit of snow on his head. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those lads. He's away up there in fucking the Highlands of Scotland.
Okay.
And my question is, Tom, well, I suppose you probably already answered it. Is it related to? Is there something? Why the sudden upsurge of monkey business?
Wait, do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of COVID back in 2019. Remember?
What happened?
One case there. One case here. Couple more cases there.
Yeah.
This time next month, Michael, we're going to be stuck in our house. We can't go outside. Can't move for fucking monkeys.
If somebody gets bitten by one of these fucking things, then what?
So we're fucked.
Do you know what I mean?
We're going to turn into gay whales.
Okay, that's me done for my segment on weird news.
That's great. It's good to keep up with modern affairs.
Yeah.
Now I'm clued up for the week.
Yes.
I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I've written something else down, but maybe we'll talk about that later.
Good, because I want to talk about 9/11.
Oh, here we go.
My favorite subject. I oftentimes when I'm working alone, I like to put the TV on in the background.
Yes.
And one of my favorite things to put on is news channels or just TV channels from that day.
Yes,
it's sort of like,
I'm aware of this.
Yeah, you've come to my house before when I'm watching.
It's been on. It's been on the box.
So it starts off as a normal day. You put it on the news channel and it starts around 7:30 in the morning, and they're just talking.
Yeah.
Riffing, raffing, and then they'll suddenly say like, "We've got to cut to an urgent news story from New York. We're getting reports that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center, and there's horrific images, and it shows you the pictures."
Yes.
I found a new channel the other day, one that I've never watched before, because I watched like CNN, BBC,
all the classics,
BBC. I found CNBC.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
Which appears to be like a financial news channel.
Yes, CNBC. Is that Canadian? Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Go on.
But whatever I was watching, it's like a financial show.
Right.
But it's in the middle of the dot-com boom.
Ah, yes.
And these guys are very hungover as they're presenting it. They're like suit guys.
Oh yeah.
Talking about stocks and shares, and you've got like at the bottom the ticker just running green the whole time, and they're going on about invest this and invest that and
making a fortune,
profits, big money. But you know how those people like to talk in like acronyms and complicated language to disguise the fact that economics is actually pretty simple.
Yeah, I get you.
They're doing a lot of that.
Yeah,
and then
jiggery pokery.
Yeah, and as they're doing it, the events begin to unfold, and they go, "We have to cut now to an urgent news story," and they start presenting, but they're still stuck in financial mode.
Okay.
So, like the classic ones, you think of like CNN just going, "This just in, a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center." That's the classic.
Disturbing
direct to the
images.
point. Tells you what's going on.
At 12 local, 12 local time. Sorry,
boom boom boys.
Sorry. Okay.
But this is what the hungover men on CNBC said when they were switching from complicated financial speak to trying to do clear reporting. This is how they described the events unfolding at the World Trade Center. So I want to picture cutting away from boring stocks and shares.
I can imagine it. They're wearing suits. They're like,
They're like
the
red.
FTSE is up and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
The
absolute
Dow
cunts.
Jones.
Red eyes. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
spitting as they talk.
Derivatives.
And then cut to an image of the North Tower burning, black smoke belching out of it.
Oh shit!
And they say, we're going to cut to a live image here. It appears there's something wrong with the World Trade Center, and I quote, "It's clearly involved in a smoke situation, and one would assume there is fire."
Fucking hell, man!
It's so
Oh my
stupid.
god! What a thing to say! Like,
Yeah. Imagine
seems to be involved in a smoke situation. So one would assume.
Imagine
You
saying
imagine?
that. Just call 911.
Oh my
What's your
God.
emergency? Yeah, I'm heavily involved in a smoke situation. Is there fire? I would assume so.
That's mental.
And they just completely phone it in, and then like 7 minutes in, they just go, "More news just coming in. The futures market is closed due to the events in New York." And after about 10 minutes, they just stop broadcasting them. They switch to CNN because these guys are so
No,
shit.
they're the last people that
They've
you
got-
want
they're just
reporting on this.
Completely unprepared to be talking about it.
Yeah.
And like the weirdest thing is, if it's a financial show, be filmed on Wall Street, which is like 30 meters away from
That's
where
what I
all
was
this was
thinking.
unfolding.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't it be nearby? Because that was the big fucking financial. I mean, it was called the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! That there's something bizarre about that. Yeah, and I'm like, I could see that. I could totally see, because they're probably used to being like, kind of like glib or
Yeah.
or whatever. The fuck.
Well, it's
You
the
know?
middle of the .com boom.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it didn't
You
really
imagine
matter
the sort
what
of-
you did, you made money. So they were just phoning in the day and like,
Yeah.
top buttons undone, like
Yeah.
ties half zipped up, or
Kind
whatever.
of half interested in
Yeah,
what
and then
they're doing.
suddenly they have to
Making a
start
fortune.
reporting on probably the most important event of the 20th century.
Interesting.
The
Interesting,
21st.
Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Before we finish,
Yes.
because finish we must
Mhm.
at some point. Watched any good films lately?
Yeah.
You watched a good one.
watched The Zone of Interest.
Oh, is that the one about Auschwitz?
Yeah, Rudolf Hoss.
I want to see that one.
It
too.
is. No, we can watch it now if you want, because I wasn't watching it properly.
Oh, perhaps,
Mm.
yeah. I had the rather sort of dubious fortune of watching White Chicks
Oh yeah. How did that
for
go?
the first time in my life.
Did you
on
like
Sunday.
it?
No,
Nice.
it's possibly the worst film I've ever seen. It's not the worst. I've seen worse movies,
Okay.
but it's a doozy, all right.
Yeah.
It is. Talk about holy shit, man! It did not age at all.
No.
Not at all. You know, some don't get me wrong, one or two funny moments, but it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's a grim rewatch.
bad.
Real bad, man. Real bad. Some bad shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't watched any good movies lately. Not that I can remember anyway. I want to go see June 2
Yeah.
with Timothy Chalamet and your woman Zendaya.
What are we doing here?
Like, them two are slightly annoying. I find both of them kind of annoying. I find him annoying. I find her annoying. But nevertheless, I'm invested and I want to watch June 2. And I've
Yeah.
heard great things.
Yeah. I've heard very good things about
Yeah.
it. It is a very strange film.
The podcast is tailed off, but
Yeah.
this is probably because I brought up movies and,
Well, I think we've reached
sort
a
of
natural
attempted.
conclusion. We've
reached
explored
a conclusion.
some very interesting subjects, though, today.
We've covered a lot of real solid and sometimes aquatic ground.
Oh yeah. We've
You
gone
know?
multidimensional.
We have.
I think if this is the beginning of a comeback, we've hit the ground running.
I think we've hit the ground like fucking Usain Bolt. You know what I mean? Chasing after some other lad.
We've done very well. Now,
Yes.
uploading is going to be sporadic because we're not committing to anything.
We're not.
We do have some irons in the fire for
We
ideas
do.
in the future.
Yes.
And they might come out now. They might come out later. We'll see.
We're going to focus on quality
Quality,
over
not
quantity.
quantity. We're going to focus on our health and well-being.
And yeah, and when we get fits of inspiration, Like I would say we've had a little like spurts of inspiration in the past few weeks. This is why we're doing this now, for example. Then we will get the dust off the mics, dust off the camera, and get the good times rolling.
Yes,
You
yes,
know?
we will.
We
We'll be
definitely
back.
will. Big time. We're going to share this, share it around the people, share it around the loyal fandom.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want us to keep making these, you really do have to share them, because that's the only thing that motivates us, I think.
Yes. And we like our ego stroked.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.